This morning, the state carried out another death row execution. One of our journalists was sitting inside the execution room as a media witness. News Channel 5's Nikki Hauser, who was a media witness in the last Tennessee execution in August, sat down to talk to her about her experience and what she learned from the process.
I'm Nikki Hauser. We're talking to you after the execution of Harold Wayne Nichols. This is a man who was the third to be executed in the state of Tennessee in 2025. We know this happened because he pled guilty to raping and killing a 20-year-old girl named Karen Pulley. That was back in 1988. At the execution this morning was his family, her family, and also our digital producer, Holly Laren. And so we wanted to talk to you, Holly, about your experience. Obviously, this is a very difficult one. How are you doing?
I think it will really hit me more and more as the days go on. For me, I just felt like this heaviness, like just grow and grow. And other people who had done this before were I think trying to keep it a little more light, trying to, you know, just help us get through it.
Yes.
You know, ease something of what we're feeling.
I wanted to also talk about the importance of media witnesses because we've both been there. Going in there and making sure that we're going in unbiased and then bringing that information out to make sure that everything, the process goes as it's supposed to.
It's important to know what happened. And if 7 people can line up and say, this is what happened, then at least we can walk away knowing then, all right, that is what happened.
You know, another layer is lethal injection and the conversations surrounding pentobarbital. That's something that has been, a lot of people have had their eyes on, especially since Byron Black. You know, I remember him screaming out in pain. There were certain other signs of discomfort, right? So I wanted to ask you, going into this one, was there anything that you noticed?
There was a moment like less than 10 minutes where he grunted a little bit, groaned a little bit, and breathed heavily for a moment, but we weren't sure if that was an emotional response or if that was him expressing pain. Unlike with Byron Black, where he was expressing discomfort, that was not really the case here.
Did the families feel that justice was served?
That's a great question. Obviously a very complicated question. There's a sense of a finality. There's a sense of something new about to begin, or at least like some kind of chapter being closed. But you know, the dominoes have started.
And you felt that with her family?
I just walked away feeling like this was just a new part of their healing.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure this wasn't easy to recount, but thank you so much for telling us what it was like in there. Appreciate you, Holly.
Holly touched on the feelings of Karen's family who were present today. She also said Nichols' family was inside that room, equally as emotional. Nichols' final words were an apology to anyone he hurt, a love letter to his family, and a statement that he was ready to go home. Also important to note, there have been requests filed to reveal the expiration date of the lethal injection drugs being used in these executions. It wasn't enough to stop Nichols' sentence today. However, Nichols' attorneys did file a motion with the Tennessee Supreme Court to review the open records request.